Before we begin, I want you to imagine something. Don't just listen. Actually picture it. Tonight, while you're asleep, someone quietly walks into your house. They don't steal your wallet, they don't steal your phone, they don't steal your car. Instead, they steal something you'll never get back, an entire year of your life. Tomorrow morning, you wake up, everything feels normal. You brush your teeth, you drink your coffee, you answer your messages, you go to work, and you never realize that an entire year has vanished forever. Sounds impossible, doesn't it? But here's the terrifying part. This has already happened. Not once, not twice, probably many times. Because the greatest thief in your life doesn't steal your years overnight. It steals them one ordinary day at a time, one excuse, one delay, one comfortable decision, until one morning you suddenly realize you're 10 years older, but somehow still waiting for your life to begin. So who is the thief? Most people blame society, their parents, money, bad luck, the economy, politics, other people. But psychology tells a different story. The greatest manipulator you'll ever meet knows everything about you. It knows your fears, your weaknesses, your dreams, your insecurities, because it has lived with you since the day you were born. It has one voice, your voice, and that's exactly what makes it dangerous, because you trust it every single time. Tonight, I'm going to show you 5 psychological truths that explain why intelligent people stay broke, stay unhappy, stay lonely, stay average. Not because they lack potential, but because their own mind convinces them that staying exactly where they are is safer than becoming who they could be. Some of these truths will make you uncomfortable, but the final one might change the way you see your life forever. So don't skip ahead. Every truth unlocks the next one. Your brain doesn't fear failure, it fears uncertainty. Imagine 2 doors. Behind the first door, nothing changes. Your life stays exactly the way it is. Behind the second door, everything you've ever wanted could be waiting. Better health, more money, a meaningful career, confidence, freedom, but no one can tell you what happens between where you are now and where you want to be. Which door does your brain choose? The familiar one almost every time, not because it's better, because it's predictable. Thousands of years ago, uncertainty could mean death. An unfamiliar sound could hide a predator. A different path could be dangerous. Your brain is still running that ancient software. The world changed, your operating system didn't. Today, starting a business feels dangerous. Changing careers feels dangerous. Uploading your first video feels dangerous. Talking to someone you admire feels dangerous. None of these things are life-threatening. They're simply uncertain. And to your brain, uncertainty looks like danger, but your mind never says, "I'm afraid." Instead, it becomes a lawyer. You should wait. You need more information. Take one more course, maybe after summer, maybe when life settles down. It sounds responsible, it sounds intelligent. That's why you don't realize you're being manipulated. How many hours have you spent watching videos about success instead of doing the one uncomfortable thing that would move your life forward? Reading instead of writing, planning instead of building, learning instead of creating, thinking instead of acting. Psychologists call this productive procrastination. You feel productive while standing perfectly still. And standing still is exactly what your brain wanted. Your environment is quietly programming. You think about the 5 people you've spent the most time with over the past year. Picture their faces. Now ask yourself, how many of your habits actually belong to you and how many belong to them? You don't choose what feels normal. Your environment does. A child raised in a home where reading is normal doesn't debate whether to read. They simply do it. A child raised around shouting may quietly learn that shouting is how adults solve problems. No one has to teach them. The brain absorbs it silently, automatically, and that process never stops. Every day, your brain asks, what does survival look like in this group? Not, what is the best version of myself, but what helps me belong? If everyone around you complains, complaining begins to feel intelligent. If everyone wastes time, discipline begins to look extreme. If no one dreams big, ambition starts to feel embarrassing. Slowly, you shrink your dreams, not because they're impossible, but because they make other people uncomfortable. When Roger Bannister said he would run a mile in under 4 minutes, experts believed it was impossible. Then, on May 6, 1954, he did it. And suddenly, other runners began doing it too. Humanity didn't evolve overnight. One person's achievement rewrote everyone else's definition of what was possible. So ask yourself, how many limits inside your mind aren't physical at all, but social? If the 5 people closest to you read more, dreamed bigger, took risks, worked out, built businesses, and challenged themselves, where would your life be 5 years from now? You already know the answer, but before you blame your environment, understand this. The biggest prison isn't outside you, it's the story you've been telling yourself for years. The story you tell yourself becomes your prison. Who are you? Not your name, not your age, not your job. Who are you? Whatever answer came to mind may not be the truth. It may simply be the story you've repeated most often. There's an old story about a baby elephant. Its leg is tied to a heavy wooden stake. It pulls again and again, but it's too weak. Eventually, it stops trying. Years later, the elephant is strong enough to uproot trees, strong enough to snap the rope instantly, but it never tries because the rope is no longer holding its leg, it's holding its mind. What invisible rope is still wrapped around your life? Maybe someone told you, you're not smart enough, you're bad with money, you're too quiet. People like us never succeed. Maybe they said it once, but you repeated it 10,000 times. Eventually, their voice became yours. 2 people can lose their jobs on the same day. One thinks, this proves I'm a failure. The other thinks, this may be the opportunity I needed. Same event, different future. Not because of what happened, but because of the meaning they attach to it. You fail one exam and call yourself bad at studying. One relationship ends and you decide you're hard to love. One business fails and you decide you're not an entrepreneur. One event becomes an identity. And once identity changes, behavior follows, because people don't act according to reality. They act according to who they believe they are. Your brain also uses confirmation bias. If you believe nobody likes me, you remember the one person who ignored your message and forget the 10 people who smiled at you. Your mind isn't always searching for truth. Sometimes it's searching for agreement. So stop asking, is this story true? Start asking, who taught me to believe it? Because once a story becomes your identity, your daily choices begin proving it. And your future is built from those choices. Your future is built by what you repeat. Nobody destroys their future in one dramatic moment. It happens on an ordinary morning, when the alarm rings and they hit snooze, when they say, I'll start next week, when they avoid one workout, one phone call, one difficult conversation, one opportunity. Life doesn't change through extraordinary moments. It changes through ordinary moments repeated thousands of times. Imagine watching a movie of one normal day. Someone wakes up, checks their phone, rushes to work, complains, comes home, scrolls for hours, falls asleep. Now watch that same day 10,000 times. Congratulations, you've just watched an entire human life. The lie is that life changes through massive decisions. Usually, it changes through tiny choices, repeated until they become invisible. Motivation may start the process. Routine keeps it alive. Motivation is emotional. Habits are mechanical. You don't need inspiration to brush your teeth. You simply do it because it has become part of who you are. Now imagine if exercise, reading, saving money, and creating became just as automatic. Your future would no longer depend on your mood. It would depend on your system. But your brain loves immediate rewards. Scrolling feels easier than studying. Comfort feels easier than growth. One more episode feels easier than building your dream. The reward is immediate, the cost is delayed, and that's why comfort is so dangerous. It never feels destructive, it feels deserved. You're tired, skip the workout. You're stressed, take the day off. You'll start tomorrow. Tomorrow. The most expensive word ever invented. Short-term discomfort often creates long-term freedom. Short-term comfort often creates long-term regret. Your future doesn't listen to what you say you want. It watches what you repeat, but even good intentions and strong habits can be destroyed when your attention belongs to someone else. One day, you'll meet the person you could have been. Every morning, life gives you 86,400 seconds, and every night, whatever you didn't use is gone forever. The tragedy isn't that time passes. The tragedy is how easily we give it away. One notification, one short video, one quick scroll, one distraction, that becomes 3 hours. Then we look up wondering where the day went. The day didn't disappear. It was traded for things you won't remember next week. Your attention is more valuable than your money, because wherever your attention goes, your life follows. Entire platforms are designed to keep you clicking, scrolling, returning. Every extra minute you spend there becomes profit for someone else. So ask yourself, who is designing your day, you or an algorithm? Where your attention goes, your identity follows. What you repeatedly consume becomes what you repeatedly think about, and what you repeatedly think about eventually becomes who you are. Now imagine many years from today, you enter a silent room. Someone walks toward you. They are healthy, confident, calm, strong. They built the life you once dreamed about, the career, the relationships, the discipline, the peace. You ask, who are you? They smile and reply, I am the person you could have become. Then they ask, what happened? And suddenly, every excuse, every delay, every distraction, every comfortable decision comes rushing back. Not because you didn't have enough time, but because you believed you always had more. You don't become the person you dream about by wishing. You become them through thousands of small decisions made when nobody is watching, when you're tired, when you're afraid, when no one would blame you for giving up. That's when your future is quietly being written. So tomorrow morning, before you check your phone, before social media tells you what to think, ask yourself one question. What would the person I want to become do next? Then do that, even if it's small, even if it's uncomfortable, even if no one notices, because extraordinary lives aren't built in extraordinary moments.